we went to see a movie.
Yes.
I had already seen this movie.
Yes.
But my family had not. So we went to one of those theaters with the reserved seats. Because,
Love.
I just can't come in off the street and find a seat. Need to have my reclining situation.
Agreed.
If I'm going to leave my house to go to the movies,
Agreed.
I need to be comfortable.
It's like flying business. Once you fly business, you don't want to fly coach again.
You can't be in the middle with the kid kicking you in the back. You cannot do it.
Can't.
So we saw Queen and Slim.
Yes.
And I missed some things. Like
you missed stuff the first time?
Yeah.
I'm sure I missed
knew that the license plate said "Trust God," but it was like so clear. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was powerful and poignant because trust God throughout the whole. Anyway, what were your thoughts? Did you see the movie?
I did see it. I saw it at a screening that Lena Waithe and Melina Matsoukas, the director, did at CultureCon. It was probably a month or so ago. I loved it. I mean, almost as powerful to me as the movie itself was watching them talk about it. Lena Waithe in particular. She's one of my heroes. Like she inspires me every day. I think she's an extraordinary woman, and an activist and a talent and a creative. And so they were talking about the movie and they were interacting. And Lena said this thing at the very end. She said, something to the effect of, "This movie isn't for white people and we don't care if they get it." And I really appreciated that because that's a lot of how I feel about what I do. Obviously, I do on a much, much smaller scale what Lena Waithe does. But in terms of how I put myself out there and what I say, I don't really care if white people understand me. I am not here to be white people's racial sensitivity trainers. Now, do I want them to understand me? Absolutely. But do I pander to them and do I think about them when I do things? No. You know who I think about? I think about people of color, in particular women of color.
So
I love the movie.
I loved it too. I thought it was the best movie I'd seen this year. But then I don't go to the movies often. So I've seen 3 movies. It was the best one I've seen this year. But I also think for the ages, the cinematography, just the feel, the textures, the dark, the light, there was just such sensuality throughout the whole movie.
How Melina captured their skin.
Yes.
Just yes.
Beautiful. It was beautiful.
Actually, I think my favorite performance was Bokeem Woodbine.
Come on, Bokeem, who looked just like Dave Chappelle. Or Dave Chappelle is getting so big that he looks like Bokeem Woodbine. I think they could play brothers in a movie. I think they should play in a comedy where they play twins.
Bo is hilarious, by the way. He's actually a friend of mine. He's hilarious. And, I loved watching Bokeem do something that was so powerful and clearly right beneath the surface, there's a volcano. But it didn't necessarily have to erupt, right? And I think in the past, Bo has played roles where it's kind of outgoing and outrageous and stuff. And he just got to, for a lot of the performance, simmer. And I thought it was one of the best performances I've ever seen him do. I was so, so, so thrilled.
Yeah, it was powerful.
Yeah.
That and the prostitute with the wooden legs. So anybody want to talk about Queen and Slim, 866-801-8255. Some people thought it was unrealistic. It's a movie. It wasn't a documentary. Number one. Please let's stop putting a candle or holding things up to the light that are actual films. They're artistic expressions of a thing. They're not documentaries. This was not a documentary. It was a movie. Some people had a problem. They said it was unrealistic. Even my brother was like, "That if this were me," I said, "You don't know what you would do if that happened to you. You don't know. You do not know." I loved the love story. I loved all of that. The ending. Somebody that's probably how it was going to turn out. I'm like, well, Asada Shakur is in Cuba right now. So clearly some people get away. I'm just saying and she killed a cop, right? Or allegedly. I guess she was convicted of killing a police officer.
I think maybe we need to deconstruct the statement unrealistic a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not reading fiction. I'm not reading a novel or going to see a scripted film or television show for its verisimilitude, right? That's not what it's about. However, within the narrative, I understand if we say, oh, emotionally, that never would have happened between them. So, do you understand? Like I know I'm parsing it out. I know it sounds like I'm splitting hairs,
yeah.
But I do understand saying I don't believe that character or that character would have done that. But if people are saying it's unrealistic in terms of that would never actually happen in real life, but that's not the point.
Right. That's my point.
Yeah.
And, my brother's like, who's got time to have sex? And I'm like, yeah, you don't know if you're going to live tomorrow. So, yeah, I'm going to ride a horse. I'm going to have sex. I'm going to hang out the damn window. I'm going to do anything and everything because I don't know if I'm going to see tomorrow.
Right, because, yeah, exactly. I have never been in the situation where I think this could literally be the last thing I do.
Right, so I'm going to do everything.
Yeah.